You are looking live at the MDY daily chart. This is the Spiders Midcap 400 exchange traded fund. And it's pretty obvious that we can see a rotation out of the mega cap technology stocks and into more risky asset classes like small caps and mid caps. And this is mid cap ETF is showing some strength here as it breaks out of this base on base pattern. It doesn't take a lot of selling in $3 trillion stocks to fuel some of these smaller small cap and mid cap stocks. And it's pretty much typical of an expanding, bull market. We're getting into the second year of a bull market here. In the first year, they play it safe. They buy those big, safe, air quotes, technology stocks or large cap stocks. And then as the bull market evolves, the multiples expand and more riskier assets and more high growth valuation stocks. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Just wanted to show you that the MDY is starting to break out and outperform the IWM, which is the Russell. It looks kind of similar. It has this base on base pattern, but it hasn't broken out like the mid caps has. This is the iShares Russell 2000 exchange traded fund. So it's got a ways to go. You can see it's just consolidating here, and it's had what, a bounce off its 50 up the last 4 days. It's nice, but it's just a start. And the Nasdaq was limping along today, and then Apple said that they're ditching the electric car and concentrating on artificial intelligence, and Apple's stock took off. This is the Nasdaq was up 59 points, 0.37%, volume down a little bit below average. Closed at 16,035. I'm pretty sure it's going to take out the 16,212 here pretty soon. But it's just, idling by nicely, allowing the moving averages to catch up. I pointed out yesterday, I think it was yesterday, it just continues to get support at the 21. And somebody asked me, like, how long could this go on, right? And it's a good question. How long can this go on? Just keep, bumping along like this. I just got to go back to 2017. This is the end of the year in 2017. And I don't think it had more than like a 3 or 4% drawback here in 2017. And it just kept pulling back to its 50. Just these little, consolidation periods, the 21, the 21, the 21, the 50, a couple times throughout the entire year. So yeah, we can go a whole year like this. Not saying we're going to, but we have in the past. There's a precedent there, and it would not surprise me if that happened. I got to get back to today's date and go to Apple. I did mention Apple, and it was under the 200, and then it had that announcement midday. Maybe if I go to the 5-minute chart, yeah, you can see Apple is really dragging here, and it's been dragging. You can see, for the last, few sessions here, and now it had that news. It's going all AI, and the algos kicked in and kicked up the stock a little bit, but Apple's really hurting. And I'm not even going to go through these big technology stocks. They're really hurting. Google, they're just being sold, to buy more speculative names. I told you I wasn't going to go through these, but you can see, they're in downtrends here. Tesla in a downtrend. Nvidia, the strongest of them all. Even that one pulled back a little bit today. So anyway, I said I wasn't going to go through these, and I'm not. And I don't even want to go through many large cap tech stocks, but I got to go to AMD here because this thing's been chopping around in a base. Had two double inside days on Friday and Monday, and then today bounced off its 20 pretty sharply. A nice bounce and closed near its high. I'm going to leave that one on the ready list. I think this could take out the 184.92. In fact, I expect it to. Another, I wouldn't call a large cap. This was in the Russell. I think it's still in the Russell 2000. I'm not sure. I can't keep up, but it's got a 47 billion market cap now. Made this big, massive move, and then everybody, has jumped on the blow off top bandwagon, but it's still way above its 21 EMA here. It's 14.7% above the 21, so still has a ways to go. But I kind of like the way it's trading here, as it keeps coming down to the 10 here. The last few sessions and finding support today. The low was 814, and the 10 EMA was 831, and it's still 14%, as I said, above this 21. So as long as these moving averages are trending higher and it stays above the 21, I'm interested in this stock, and I'm actually kind of liking the way it trades. I've been teasing that, it had a 240-point day. So it has the ability to move really fast, as we've seen here. And then it kind of tightened up. On this day, it was what, 995 to 824, so what, $170 day. Then yesterday it tightened up to a $65 day, and today was $55 range. So the range is tightening. And I know it's all relative. It sounds like a joke, like it's funny. $55 day is a tight range, but it's all relative. And this thing is tightening up, and I like the way it looks. Might even buy it myself again and have that thing on our ready list. This is JBL. This has been on our ready list. Had a nice day today. This is a 18 billion market cap in the electrical contracting manufacturing space, and I got to go to the weekly here. So you can see there's a lot of consolidation. There's a double bottom, then a flat base, and now it's starting to break away from that double base pattern. Anyway, I got to move on. We got to keep moving on. And what do we do when we move on? We hit the road. We hit the road, Jack. This is a slower moving stock, but I've got to get into this building heavy construction group because they've been showing a lot of strength. And this is a slower moving stock, 2.5 billion, not a big company, but I like the way it's trading here, real tight. The moving averages are converging. I don't expect a big pop like it did here, but just to move higher out of that pivot area. I would think pretty soon for road. STRL, like a dummy. I had this on our ready list. I did not realize they had earnings. They crushed earnings. This thing had a massive move. It did pull back, closed 62% of its daily range, you can see there. But still an 18% move with that kind of volume. That's a move not to be ignored, Dan. So that one's going to go on our peg list. That's a beautiful breakout from a base, textbook stuff there for Sterling Infrastructure. Power, PWR, Quanta Services. I had this one on our ready list recently. It powered higher. That's what you want to see with a gap up. It just keeps making higher highs and higher lows every day. So power looks phenomenal. Broke out of that cup shape pattern at 219.17 buy area. That looks good. Fix is another one. I know I keep showing the same stocks. These are stocks that I like. I can't help it. I like a Fix and I like MOD. And these things are popping higher, making new highs. So who doesn't like new highs? Anyway, these are small cap stocks, 4.6 billion, not real expensive. And as long as they're going higher, I like them. Okay, I got to get to the drugs, the elephant in the room, and not the drug stock that you think I'm going to show you. I'm going to TG Therapeutics, TGTX, and this one I thought might move today. They got patents on three or four different patents on their, pretty much a big, strong. I'm not going to call it blockbuster yet, but I think it's going to be a pretty, pretty well-selling drug in Briumvi. Their patent is to 2042, which is pretty crazy that they have a patent on a stock, on a drug for another 18 years. And so over time, these guys are going to sell the hell out of this multiple sclerosis drug. They report earnings tomorrow, and perhaps that's why, there's a little bit of a holdback. But if they report anything positive tomorrow, I expect this thing to blast higher. What I do expect the management to say is that they got to raise their full year guidance. It was like 240 million for the year, and they're just going to do way more than that. So I don't know why they're sandbagging like that. Some management teams like to do that. They set the bar low so they can crush it later on. But over time, 2042, I don't know if I'll still be around, but they'll still be selling Briumvi, I guess. And it's a well-received drug. It's supposed to be, but they're going against Roche. They're going against some, bigger competition. It's just a small fry company, 2 billion market cap. So it's hard to fight those big pharma stocks. They have Cephorus and Kesimpta. There's a couple other drugs in the market that they're fighting. So it's been pretty well received. Anyway, I've got to get to Viking because this is the one I've been talking about for a long, long time. finally this morning, I told you they had two readouts here before the end of the quarter. One came today. The stock blasted 121% higher. That's a nice thing to wake up to. And if you go by size, you have to have size in these things to make them have real impact on your portfolio. The problem is with size in biotech, if the trial goes the wrong way, then your size crushes your portfolio. So I didn't have real big size in this. I had enough where it was a nice day, but and I can't retire because I'm already retired. But it was a nice day, and so they have another readout this quarter. They have two more readouts in the next about 3 or 4 months. So they have four drugs in the pipeline. But the attraction here is the buyout. Obviously, there was a rumor that Lilly, it was the Lilly talk stalled, so they came out with this data to show Lilly that they do have a superior compound, but I don't think Lilly's even interested in this company. The problem with Viking here is, yeah, they have a nice drug, but they don't have any ability to scale or manufacture. They're no threat to Lilly and Novo at all. They just have a nice compound. If Merck or Pfizer bought them, right now it's an 8 billion, 8.5 billion market cap stock. Let's say, I don't know, let's say Merck buys them for 15, billion. So it's nearly, another double from here. So they buy them for 150, 160 bucks. um, they have the ability to take that drug and bring it to market. These guys, they have to still file an NDA and get this thing approved and then get it to market. It's going to take a long, long time. And Novo and Lilly are already hit the ground running a long, long time ago. So that's why when I saw Lilly sell off today, I go, this is ridiculous. Viking's not really a threat. Just pulled back to its 10 EMA. I saw some people say, I'm selling Lilly. This is going to kill Lilly. No, it's not. This is like a flea on a dog's butt, Eli Lilly and Novo. Novo sold off too on the news. It actually sold off below the 10. So maybe a little more opportunity here for Novo Nordisk to buy. But Viking, good day. Congrats to the longs there if you bought that stock in anticipation of their readouts. But they're not a threat. They are, the appeal is that they will be bought out. So another stock that hit double digits, triple digits today. Wow, 229. That's a move not to be ignored, Dan. There's a couple of them here in biotech land today, and you can see the group is 4 out of 197. Very strong right now. To get in these small cap, this is a 2 billion market cap, even after a 229% move. They were approved for a cancer drug. I'd be lying if I said I knew exactly what it did. But obviously the move is, pretty impressive. So congrats to the longs there. DNLI, another one, ramping 38%, another biotech. I thought this is something that I thought was going to happen like a year and a half ago, and it's happening now, but we'll take it. Once again, 3 billion market cap stock. These are small stocks that are just doing really well here. This is a Beam. This was up on an earnings report, I believe, 25% move, breaking out of a base. That's a move not to be ignored for sure. Beam, these therapeutics and biotech stocks are just killing it. Here's a Tarsus Pharmaceuticals. Now, this is not breaking out from a base. This has already been moving a lot, and then it was up 18% today, but congrats to the longs there. And Tarsus. So there's just a lot going on in the biotech and drug area. One that I'm going to mention that I normally don't talk about, stocks that are under 10 bucks. AQST, just write the ticker symbol down and do some due diligence. They don't have one or two drugs. They have a lot of drugs they license. They do licensing. So, I mean, if you just look at the where it was, before, will it get there again? I don't know, but it's probably not a $3 stock. It broke out today from this stage one consolidation, long consolidation here. And then ran up to 295, then pulled back like we often see a pullback before the move higher. And AQST looks good. I don't know why this thing doesn't show. It's 327. Market Smith is messed up. Anyway, I'm going to move on from the drugs, and I got to go to the Bitcoin stocks. People are harassing me about Bitcoin. Congrats to the longs on Bitcoins, by the way. Bitcoin, I was doing some research last night in 2021 in the summer. Bitcoin was at $35,000. Now it's about 56. So it's appreciated pretty nicely. And these are some of the stocks that, trade with the digital currency market. Mara is one of them. There's a nice cup pattern, pull back to the 21, then a blast higher the last few days. I would suggest not chasing these things. I know it's really tempting, but this is still, in a somewhat of a base, right? Coin we had on our ready list as well. Mara and Coin. You can see this is a pretty well-defined cup-shaped pattern with a nice handle pullback in the last couple days, traded higher. So that is not chasing to me. If you buy this under 200, that's not chasing. But if you're trying to chase performance and something like this, this is gone over $800. So don't be stupid and chase stuff like that. The other one is CLSK, just I don't really trade in these, but you can see how much this thing's moved after this pullback here to the 50, undercut and rally, and that's some kind of rally, but I'm not going to be chasing it here above $20. Some people did today. I heard some people, you got to buy this. No, I don't. It's going to go higher without me. I don't chase stuff. I learned a long time ago. I'd rather sit and watch and just buy something at a proper buy point than chase something to have it backfire on me, because it's happened a lot. You can see today the closing range is 19%. So it ran up to 23.45 and closed at 20.89. So if it was me, I probably would have bought at that 23.45 level and been chased out, in a hot New York minute. So I'm not going to do stuff like that. But I do want to acknowledge the Bitcoin. It looks like it's ready to rally, and it's doing great. But I did mention that I did some research last night, and I'm going to go to the retail stocks now. In 2021, I mentioned that I think it was the summer of 2021, July. Bitcoin was 35,000, and now it's 56. So it's had a nice appreciation. This stock Alpha has been a 10 bagger in that time period. So stocks can still outperform digital currency, and Nvidia. There's been a lot of stocks that have outperformed. I'm just pointing out Alpha because this has been a 10 bagger. This one is even surprising me, and I'm pretty an optimistic person. I'd mentioned, I've been mentioning this every day. You guys are probably tired of me talking about this stock, but it had this base here, and then it ran up, formed this base, at the end of last year, had a 3 weeks tight, a little shakeout, now ramping higher from that, 140 level to 202. Yeah, it could do that again. It very well could. I'm not saying that it will have a run like that for a year, but it could. And it's done it in the past. And now I'm starting to see these companies come out, what I've been talking about for a while. They have new products. They're hitting new regions. They just opened an office in London this week. Some companies, like UBS and Piper Sandler are saying, hey, these guys have new products. They got new growth. They have new regions. There's a lot to like about this. So they're finally getting in. You can see the blue volume bars in ELF. So this is a monster stock. And, if you have been around and saw Estee Lauder over the years just go up and up and up, I think ELF could be something like this generation's Estee Lauder. And some people call me crazy, a pipe dreamer. And, as John Lennon said, you can only imagine, Estee Lauder from this financial crisis of '08. What was it? $10 stock or whatever. And it's still, you know, it was $9 stock, and it ran up to 350. So, what was that, a 35 bagger? So yeah, that kind of stuff can happen. If you want to hold on to it for 10 years or 15 years, ELF could be one of those. I'm not saying that it is, but it certainly could be. And I just showed you a precedent that was set from a prior generation. My generation, they love Estee Lauder. Anyway, move on, Marty. Move on. ONON. The shoe stocks have been doing pretty well. Crocs reported good numbers. Deckers reported good numbers. These guys don't report for another couple weeks still, but it's consolidating in this base. I like this pattern. I have the shoes. I was running in them today and actually got rocks caught in the bottom of them. Yeah, so just the way they're designed, but I like them. They're okay shoes. I prefer the Hoka a little better, but it doesn't matter what I like. It's just I think they're going to have nice sales this time around, and I like the stock more than the shoe. How about that? How about Ulta Beauty? Gosh, Marty, talk about getting out of turn here. Estee Lauder, Elf, and Ulta Beauty go together. This one, you got to look at the weekly chart. You can see this big consolidation, and there's your pullback there. Like those pullbacks before the move higher, the shakeout and then the breakout. And this thing's been up 5 or 6 weeks in a row. And I don't really care about volume. I care about price. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's going up with later volume." Well, I don't care. 464, or 561. I'll take the 561. I don't care if it's on, tiny volume. It doesn't matter. Price pays, and that one is paying. BYON, this is one that I had on our ready list this week. This one's surprising me even. Yeah, nice breakout of a stage one base here. I had it on our ready list, but if you didn't get it, I'd say it's adios muchachos for now. You can't be chasing that up there. So congrats to the longs if you got that one though. I wasn't going to put it on my ready list because just because of the company, but we like higher prices anyway. I'm going to move on. And I'm going to go to CELH, which reports Thursday before the market opens. So you got one more day to get in this one, and this thing is powering higher. There was a report out today about how Celsius is taking market share. And there's a conflicting report on some areas they're lowering prices, other areas they're raising prices, but I don't think that's going to affect their report on Thursday morning. I think it's going to be another blowout quarter for these guys. I'm not saying that the stock's going to ramp and break out. It very well could. I do have a small, tiny position in this one, not enough to hurt me if it tanks. I won't like it if it pulls back to like $50, but I'm prepared for it. And it's not enough that, if it goes up to 100, I'm going to, retire once again. Anyway, enough about retirement. I got to move on to some stocks that were moving, for various reasons. This TMDX is a medical product stock that reported strong earnings last night. Had a nice move today of 14%. We'll take 14%. This shakeout was on some news about Congress was messing with these guys. I don't really know the whole story, to be honest with you, but obviously the shakeout before the move higher today, and congrats to the longs. It's a nice 14% move. Carvana is having a short squeeze, and this is a breakout from a base here. I'm sorry, that is a beautiful breakout. How's Carvana handling the breakout? Well, just making new highs because the shorts are squeezing. And if you look at maybe I got to go to a 10-minute chart here. It's been a few days. Okay, there's your gap higher. Every time it comes back, it just moves higher because the shorts are, every time the price comes down, they drive it back up, right? Especially you can see it today. Every time it goes down, they just buy. Goes down, they buy. It goes down, flat into the close, but still, I think the high was 82.50 today. I got to say, there's still a lot of shorts in this stock, and I think it goes higher even after this big move after the breakout. My 3-day rule. It's been 3 days, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. 83.37 was the high, closed in the 74% of its daily range, but definitely a nice move. So congrats to the long. CEG, this Constellation. This is a spinoff from Exelon Alternative Energy, and you can see this double bottom base pattern. The move higher than like the shelf, formed a shelf, pulled back to its 10 and went higher on earnings today. A nice 16% move, but she's gone. You can't chase them up there. I don't think you can. I haven't had much luck doing that. Hims and Hers Health, computer software, medical, and I would say that is a breakout from a base here, kind of a stage one base. Nice consolidation. It's only up 41% this week, 31% today. So congrats to the longs there. That's a move not to be ignored. Dan. All right, a couple more software names I got to get to. Frog. This one broke out, pulled back, still holding up well. Datadog is another one that I like. Just kind of limping along. Sideways is good after their earnings report recently. Duolingo is another one. Sold off hard trying to rally through the 50 there. So if it can do that, I like it above 200. And then ESTC, they report Thursday, the 29th. Yeah. And so I'm going to keep my eye on that one. I'm looking forward to another one of these gappers, hopefully. So anyway, that's it for me, except for I lied in honor of the great Steve Jobs. One more thing, eBay. Tonight's earnings reports, mixed bag. eBay was up 4%. This is you got to look at the weekly here. This is still consolidating in this base here. So that looks pretty good here for eBay. If you like eBay, I'm not going to partake in that, but the stock does look pretty good. The chart, I should say, looks pretty good. First Solar, they reported, oh wow, First Solar is actually up 3%. That's a change of pace. This is in a clear downtrend, but up after hours, so that's nice. Agilent reported, and they're up 5% after hours, so that's a good thing. ACAD, this is a another biotech stock, down 3% after hours. I've got to look into these reports. I got to be honest, I haven't looked at many of them. One that I did see was Sam. People aren't drinking beer anymore. What are they drinking? Wine? What do we have? A bunch of teetotalers now. Down 11%, and I didn't look at the report, but that's a pretty sharp move lower. They must have missed earnings and sales. I've got to look at it. I'll have more in the morning, but that's too bad. Yeah, I think there's probably like people are doing their micro brews or whatever. And this is Urban Outfitters down 6% after hours. Nice run higher, so it's probably going to pull back to what is it, 44? So where it was a couple of days ago, maybe back to its 10. Once again, I have to look through all these reports and have more information in the morning. Um, Thank you for watching at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up. And like I said, if you missed out on Viking, take a look at this one. AQST, not promising that it's going to do what Viking did, but definitely a ticker to watch. And I'll have more information on this as we go on, as the weeks pass by. Anyway, at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up. Thank you for watching.